All set? Okay, welcome to the May 1st Board of Selectmen's meeting. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
All over the place.
Do we have any correspondence to the board? I don't think we do, right?
No.
Okay, so right on to consider approving special alcohol license app. Oh, that's a big no.
You
right?
skipped over citizens' statements and petitions.
That's because there's nobody here.
There's a person there.
Okay, any citizens petitions and? Okay.
Sorry, go on.
You know, Mr. Burke, I can't wait until you're the chairman. I am absolutely going to heckle you.
Well,
You're going to get it all back. You want to come up? Yeah. I want to do our usual, make the motion, then discuss.
so I move to approve the special alcohol license for wines and malt beverages only for Earth LTD at Southwick Zoo for an event at 2 Southwick Street on June 30th, 2017, from 5 p.m. to 8:30 p.m.
Oh, you're going to
Yeah,
abstain? Okay, I'll step down in second. Okay, discussion. You want to just explain what you're?
Sure. I have a nonprofit organization called Earth Limited. It's at Southwick Zoo. I founded it in about 18 years ago, and we work in conservation, education, and research. And each year we have a fundraiser called the Benefit Earth Bash, and this is where we try to raise money for the organization. So we have a night at the zoo. And what we really like, we have dinner and cocktails up in the very large tent, if you've ever seen it in the parking lot. But in the past, we've had like small tastings in the zoo, and people will walk around. And we didn't do it last year because the laws changed in Massachusetts. And in the past, we always had like Sam Adams Doney and stuff like that. And you can't do that anymore in the state. So we didn't do it last year, and people were really disappointed. They really liked being able to have a glass of wine or a beer or whatever in the zoo. So this is why I am asking for the special permit. We do have our own license, year-round license at Galliford's Restaurant, and also at our tent, where we have weddings and other corporate outings. But this would just be very small and for a brief period of time, so that when people are at the zoo, they'd be walking along and they would come to a station where they could have a glass of wine or a beer or water or soda or whatever, and then they would continue on in their walk through the zoo. And as they stop, we talk to them about our conservation projects that we're doing. The biggest one is our rhino conservation project, where we've raised about $50,000 for rhino conservation over the last couple years. And we talk about that, we explain what's going on with the rhinos, and we tend to get more people interested in paying attention when they have their glass of wine or whatever. So it's a fun social event. It really is.
It's funny you mentioned about the rhinos. I have this wristlet on here that is for exactly that purpose. Our company, Dimension Data, my company is based in South Africa. There's a picture of Africa in the back. And Dimension Data is huge into funneling money to help save the rhino.
They need
so
all
it's
the help
something
they can
big.
get.
Yeah, something big we do. So question for you. I thought I heard that they would need to be able to walk freely around the zoo with their wine or their beer. It sounds like the way you described it just now.
Well, that's how we've done it in the past, but because of the new laws, we've decided to have like stations where people could walk and get a wine or beer or whatever.
But they'd have to finish it there before they could move on? Is
Yeah, if that's what the permitting requires, that's what we'd have to do.
Okay.
So,
I don't know if you could just say it's okay to do I mean, people aren't gonna be down in the zoo probably till like 5:30-ish, and then we start pushing them out of the zoo when it starts getting dark. So by the very latest, 8:30. So it's a short window of time. It doesn't go all night. They're up in the tent, and that's where we try to really capture them, to show them videos and other things, and then we have a band playing, so. But we're already covered for that.
So I'm still a little bit confused. I actually had the same question, Rich, about the new laws. So is it, the new law prohibits you to be able to walk through the zoo under your current alcohol license? And this is, you're asking us for permission for just for this one?
That is
event?
confusing. So why I didn't ask for a special permit last year is because we always got the beer and the wine donated. Everything was donated. And then the law now says you can't have it donated. You have to purchase it from a particular company, right? We have a list of vendors that we have to purchase from.
Okay.
So last year I said, the heck with it, I'm not gonna even get a permit. But
Okay.
now we'd be purchasing the alcohol, and then people would be able to have it in the zoo. Because last year, everybody was like, oh, what a bummer, we can't have, you know, a cocktail while we're walking in the zoo, or in the zoo, period, not
Okay,
even.
so just to clarify, so it sounds like what you're saying is, in the past, the alcohol was donated to you. Then the law changed saying that you can't take a donation. That's the only change in the law. You're allowed to purchase the alcohol, and you're
Correct.
allowed to, as long as we approve a
Right.
special permit for that, then you could walk around the zoo.
Exactly, so
you see
because
what I'm
that
saying?
law changed last year, and I was told,
Okay.
you cannot have Sam Adams donate, you can't get wine donated.
Okay, so that's the only change in
I
the
was
law.
like, whatever, we won't do it then, but then, you know, people missed that, so.
Okay. I was just trying to be clear if the law was changed that we couldn't walk around the zoo.
It
Okay,
doesn't-
but the
That's
request
because
is, you want people to be able to buy a beer or wine and be able to walk around the zoo as you take them through, right? Or
That's
not?
what we'd like to do.
Okay, all right. Okay.
The laws keep changing so much that I can't keep up with them. But I mean, if they have to have a specific station, that's fine too. What we just want is for people to be able to walk around with a beer or wine.
I think that would be kind of tough to have, because then they'd have to gulp it down. You couldn't just kind of, I don't know. I think it's actually worse to have to stay at a station, because then it would make you hurry to finish it, I would think.
Chug stations?
Chug station, yeah, exactly. That doesn't sound right to me, but, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so can I just want to be crystal clear. So the permit that you've submitted requests exactly what we just talked about, right?
Yes, Laura.
Because the only thing that's confusing me
I did
is
not
you made
bring
a
that with
comment.
me.
Because you made a,
It's the description of premises where alcohol is to be served. You listed Zebra Cafe, Earth Discovery Center, and train station, possibly.
Right.
Because you already have your restaurant alcohol license and the tents license, I contacted the ABCC, the director of ABCC, and said, you know, what, did they have a license, does it qualify? And he said, if you're going to have it at other locations within the zoo that do not currently have the license, we need to get the special one, and this will cover that.
okay, but is there anything on that form about where it can be consumed?
It is to be served at the three places that you have. listed.
Served.
But that doesn't mean you can't walk away with
Okay.
it.
Description of premises where alcohol is to be served, and that's all the form says, and it's those three. Those three.
Okay, I'm fine, yep. Okay, good. Any further discussion? So, Mr. Real, you're abstaining?
Yes,
Okay, all right.
Why?
Well, I was gonna ask that, but I decided maybe I shouldn't.
I just prefer.
Just
conflict-
perception. Okay, that's fine,
conflict issues.
that's fine. Yeah, you're not gonna have any problem anyway, I don't think, so.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye. I mean,
Thank you very
abstain.
much.
Awesome, thank you.
Now, you guys are always so very responsible. I don't think we've ever had, Chief, I don't think we've ever had any problem.
No, Vince, they're great.
I mean,
I
yeah.
usually go to them myself off duty, and they're great.
He's the only problem we've ever had.
All right, thank you very much.
Very rarely, we have to be very careful, you know?
Yeah.
Don't want anybody falling into the lion pit.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, good night.
Good night.
Yep. Okay, junk license, Mr. Burke.
I move to approve a junk license for Bob White at 50 Cape Road.
Second.
Okay, so discussion. So this is, why is this one separate to all the other ones that we approve? Why, it seems like this one for some reason is not go to,
On a regular Victola license?
oh, maybe that's the difference. Yeah. So, do you-
They are not automatically renewed, which
Understood.
would think that they would be. So when somebody's looking for a junk license, they submit a letter to Margaret, the board has to vote on it, and then she gives them the license once it gets okayed. So Bob White sent us a letter saying
Yeah,
that he
I saw
wanted a
that.
junk license, and that's how we put him on the agenda.
It's amazing, the stuff you don't remember from year to year. There's just so much we have to do that I forget that.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right, so, any other discussion? All's in- I'm sorry.
He has one already, though, right, from last year?
He's renewing,
Yeah, just renewing, so, yeah.
right?
Yes, he's getting it. It's not an automatic renewal, he has to submit for it. There's a couple of others in town that have not asked for a renewal, so whether they're going to or not, I can't honestly say, but it's a little bit different than the other licenses that we.
Okay.
Well, we should make sure, Ms. Newman, that the ones that have not asked for renewals that maybe need to be renewed, that Ms. Braza follows up with those. Okay? All right. Okay, any further discussion? All's in favor? Aye. Okay, now, Mr. Macaro, so you're recommending that we reconvene from executive session to have a further conversation on one of the items?
I would recommend that you go into executive session now, and you may or may not need to come back. But because it's listed, you'll have to come back out of executive session. You may have a conversation, you may not have a conversation.
Okay, I'm trying to determine what we should do with the videographer. Okay, all right, so we're gonna keep with the order then, and go into executive session now? Yes. Okay, fine. All right, I moved into executive session for purpose 7 under Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A7, to comply with or act under the authority exemptions B and D to the Public Records Law, and purpose 3 under MGL Chapter 30A, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining of all town unions, if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining of the public body, and the chair so declares. And I guess I will not say we'll reconvene only to adjourn, because that's not true. We will be reconvening potentially to do something. Roll call needed. All those in favor?
Well, first you need a second.
Oh, that's right, yes, thank you.
Mark, second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Burke, aye.
Real aye.
Schofield, aye. Okay. It's blue ones, they're beautiful.
I got new blue ones for us.
That is nice.
Better
I
than
like
They
that.
look good. I
Full
finally have a
wood.
name too, it's great. I do. exist.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. We have re-adjourned from executive session, and we actually have no more agenda items, so we will accept the motion to close the meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Good night, everybody.
Told you. See y'all Friday at 6 o'clock or 6:30 at the quick meeting. We have some.